as we were suggesting, try and create sort of distances, sort of 50 yards, 80 yards, 100 yards, whatever it may be. So when you're sort of not going for the green in with a shot you've got, say, from sort of 160 or 200 yards because you're in the trees or you're blocked out or whatever, or you just can't reach the green, you're going to try and play to your sort of 2 or 3 yards that you like. Okay. Now in terms of the setup, as we said, there's a full swing setup, which is the sort of fuller one here now, a nice wide stance. That one there was a 50-yard shot stance, is a little bit narrower. So the narrower stance encourages a smaller swing. So your 50-yard swing
half
was about there. Okay. Your 75-yard, 80-yard swing was there. So we're just taking the golf club back a bit further, but with the same acceleration through the golf ball. Okay. What we don't want to try and do is sort of put the club face up here at the top for 75 yards and the same then for 50 yards and try and reduce power coming down, which is what a lot of people do. It's sort of, they tend to stand to it in the full setup. They go back to here and they go, right, okay, I've got 50 yards, 50 yards, 50. Oh, hang on, I've got a bit too much power now. I've got to try and reduce that. Now you're trying to slow it down, scoop underneath it, all the things we see all the time. And unfortunately, when you're slowing down and therefore not controlling that club, it's going around the ball, and the divot just goes about 20 yards, the ball goes 21 sort of thing. So you're losing the control of that club. Same way as if you were throwing a ball. If you were to try and throw it as far as you could underarm, your arm would be sort of level with the ground, horizontal back here. If you were throwing the ball from here to the wall there, it'd be a small little back lift. So if you wanted to go, for example, 30 yards,
lower down again.
Yeah, exactly, somewhere there. So you just start setting the distance. So the way to think about it is your golf swing, that circle we talked about in the last lesson, okay? If the club doesn't move from there, the ball goes 0 yards. If we swing to there, it's 10, 20, like a speedometer type thing around your body. So whether that club stops, that's kind of your 50 yards there we see on the camera, okay? And then you're sort of, exactly, so there'd be 70 yards up there. That's kind of, where the club face stops on that point will give you the yardage you're looking for, and then you can always accelerate through, knowing full well you haven't created too much power. So if you swing to there, you're about a 30 yard shot. Exactly. And that's guesstimate. To be fair, you're not going to be that far. I mean, that was where your 50 yard swing was, which is pretty much where you are there. So there's your 50 yard thing on that line there. That's roughly about your 50 yard swing. For most people, the pitching wedge that goes about 100 yards, that is sort of classed as a half swing, thus 50 yards. As a rule of thumb, it's not always exact science, but roughly that sort of thing. So it gives you some sort of understanding on the golf course. So if you know you're good from 50 yards, and you're good from 80 yards, and you're good from, say, 110 yards, or whatever it may be, if you've got a 200 yard shot at the trees, rather than going, right, I'm trying to get 160 yards through that gap and leave myself 40 yards or 30 yards, let's just play to your 50 yards or your 80 yard shot. Play to strengths and make the shot potentially an easier chip out, rather than trying to go to a gap this big to gain 10 yards and make the shot harder when you get there. So if you get closer to the green, a lot of people find 50, 60 yards is still a bigger hit. Trying the ball 20 yards sometimes is quite a fiddly little, you can't control that. So a lot of people prefer being back a little bit further, sort of 50, 60 yards, rather than being sort of 30, 20, that sort of thing, because it's very hard to be that short in the backswing. So therefore, when you go back to here, you go, too much power, and then
overall,
exactly,
short,
you quit on it. Okay, does that make sense?
Definitely.
Try and build up some of those things. I say, in terms of the main thing on the course for you today, when you're on the range or on the golf course, it's about calibrating where that club strikes the ground. You can see on here now when you swing back at the point of contact, okay, that's a good contact. Your sternum's pretty much on top of the golf ball there, okay? With some of your longer clubs, the weight does stay back on this right foot, and you end up being about here somewhere, a bit further back, hit the ground around the ball, and then you divot. And then the next one, because you hit the ground back here somewhere, you just try and miss the ground. And you miss the ground, and then you just top it low. Okay?
Brilliant.
Happy?